Disappointment? Disappointment in you. I ask you for one thing. I ask you to make it possible for me to purchase an NFL franchise. I'm not asking for the Denver Broncos here. I'm asking for the Buffalo Bills. And I lose out to a guy named Terry?
Well, certainly you're right, Papa Trump. Terry isn't a strong, masculine name like Donald.
Silence, minion!
What if we go after another team, Papa Trump? There's bound to be an owner who says something racist in the next couple months.
Or you could buy the Bills from Terry Pagula. You could offer him a Trump Taj Mahal in Atlantic City, straight up. Don't give up, Papa Trump.
Be gone, minion! Excellent work, my minion. We all know Daniel Snyder's on the verge of slipping up, and Jerry Jones is exactly where we need him to be. And when he does, we'll be there, ready and waiting to strike, my minion.
Soon it will be our time to rise again, Papa Trump.
It shall be ours. But for now, it's time for the box score. And it starts right now.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer. My motto is simple: C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Howard Collins for box score. Hello and welcome to the Box Score. I'm Brock in Los Angeles, joined by the Danettes out in the New York City man cave, hopefully a safe distance away from Trump Tower. Guys, with the Ray Rice video dropping Monday, the entire week seemed to have been building up to that Ravens-Pittsburgh game last night. McLovin, are you glad to see a game like that in the rearview mirror?
You know, it's really interesting. I'm almost afraid to say that I'm glad the games are starting so we can move on, because I feel that's insensitive to how important the topic was. But as a fan, yeah, I'm kind of glad that we're going to have a full slate of games. I mean, there was a relief to move on a little bit and talk non-Ray Rice stories.
Yeah, it's time for a break. I was looking forward to watching the game, and hopefully, and I think Paulie alluded to it the other day on the show, just, once some more of these games get under our belt after this weekend, it could take, into week 3, not that the story's going away anytime very soon, but, as there are more games played, we can concentrate more on what's happening on the field instead of holding on to this Rice story.
You know what? I'm listening to what you guys are saying, and I disagree a little bit, because if you're asking us as fans, of course, we want to watch the games and don't want to talk about this stuff. But as producers, this has been a hell of a week. As a hosting a radio show, yeah, it's been a little redundant at times and a little beat to death at times, but this is one of the great stories you could sink your teeth in. And I would, if there was no stories this week and you're searching for stuff and fishing for stuff, that's more bothersome to me.
Of course. Well, some fans are tired of hearing about the Ray Rice story. Dan in Michigan called in to talk about how tired he was of the story.
Dan in Michigan leads us off. Hey, Dan, welcome to the program.
Good morning, Pope.
Hey, bud.
I love your show, but dude, I think you beat a dead horse with Ray Rice all week. I hear it is Friday. You're still talking about it. I mean, Monday, Tuesday, maybe, but with all due respect, you went way overboard. And why is Baltimore getting off the hook? They're the ones that should have requested the tape, got the tape, and released them immediately. Then Goodell would have never been involved.
Dan. You just criticized me for talking about Ray Rice all week long, and you call in to talk about Ray Rice, and you further the topic by asking about the Ravens and why they are getting off here.
Dan, what are you doing? Seriously, not Dan Patrick, Dan in Michigan. Dude, you can't criticize Dan for talking about it too much and then bring up a new angle to it, and that's, foster the conversation and move it forward. I get really frustrated with the I love you guys, but, because there's really almost no one that you do that to in normal life. You don't walk up to anyone else in any other profession and say, hey, I think you do a great job, but you could do this better. I don't care if it's constructive criticism or whatever. You don't do that in normal life. You don't say to your wife, you know what, hon, I really love you, but could you just stop doing this or something? It's crazy.
Dan gets paid the big bucks to take criticism in a sense, and I don't think we have enough critical callers. I don't think we have enough callers to say, I disagree with you, Dan. I honestly, I like that call.
Okay, the call was entertaining, and it worked out well because Dan did that. I don't think Dan is paid to take criticism. I think he's paid to make money for people.
I think in his role, he should be a lightning rod.
I think that disagreeing with Dan on a topic is fine. but saying like, hey, you know, I don't know why you're doing this on the show, or you know, why do you talk to those other 4 idiots, or why do you, there's a million criticisms we get on a daily basis. I don't know that analyzing the show on the show necessarily is
But that's totally
the right
different.
thing to
That's
do.
talking about the mechanics of the show. He was talking about the newsworthiness of Ray Rice. He was saying that's enough Ray Rice.
But then he hijacked his own point by continuing to talk about it. Yeah, I agree with both you guys. I would like more challenging calls, more of a good challenge. Like what Seaton's saying, this isn't a good challenge. He's just saying, I like you, but, well, I used to work with a guy named Gary Delabate over at the Stern Show, and he says 100 times a week someone will say, you should do this on the show, you should do that on the show. And he goes, every time I bite my tongue, I'm like, cool, thanks. He goes, I don't listen to one word they're saying. Because once I start listening to other people who are not in the industry, he goes, it's dangerous, because then I start questioning myself. And it's weird because you want to listen and accept feedback from people, but we've also been doing this a while, and we do know what we're doing, but you can't be like, I know what I'm doing, I don't have to listen to anybody. So it's a fine line.
Fritzy, we saw DP's blood pressure sort of rise. He was doing that scanners thing where the blood vessels are popping out. Does a call like this stay with him for a while?
Yeah, I was just going to say a moment ago, I don't like when he gets super annoyed or defensive over that. It's, you know, a lot of times, and sometimes rightfully so, when someone's trying to make a point and they're not doing a very good job of it, or they're totally wrong. But it does at least sometimes affect his mood, and he does seem to get a little extra annoyed or defensive, and it does seem to, it doesn't interfere with, you know, he's a pro as far as what we're doing the rest of the show. But, you know, I have seen at times over the years, if someone has been is critical, he does, you know, get a little extra angry, and it does look like it's bothering him, and he feels a need to over-explain his point, which I don't think he needs to do.
Let me ask you guys a question. If the caller had not started out with "I love you guys" show, but which is annoying in itself, I totally agree with you, and he had not tried to forward the Ray Rice, I just said, Dan, I think you've been over-covering Ray Rice. Would it have? You think Dan would have reacted differently?
Sure.
But I think Dan might have gotten a little fired up though, because he, not in a bad way, but I think it would have been an animated answer by Dan.
But you gotta have a reason. I think you're covering the Ray Rice topic too much. Okay, why? What do you think is not newsworthy? Why do you think we should have stopped after the show on Tuesday and ignored the incidents from Wednesday and Thursday? Because I would like to hear his explanation on that, because as a news person, I don't see how you can ignore it. Well, he didn't say ignore it. I mean, No, he said you should have stopped after Monday and Tuesday. Okay. That would be ignoring it.
You know, one of the things I think, too, about this job, I'll sort of bring it back to Dan and Michigan or whatever. I'm going to circle back and land the plane on this. Nobody looks at, like, Michael Jordan on TV and is like, I could do that. No problem. Or looks at, you know, Derek Jeter, I could do that. No problem. Everybody looks at Dan or people in TV and radio and be like, I could do that, no problem. And you probably can't.
Right.
You probably can't.
But that's not what this caller was saying, I think he was saying...
No, my point is that that's why people feel so free to critique and criticize. I think most people are like, I could totally do that. Talk sports all day? That's real easy. And it's really not that easy. And Dan's really good at it.
Fritzy, how close will you follow this story over the weekend as you prepare to book guests for next week?
We'll all closely follow it. We're all in communication, you know, 24/7, trying to get the right guests and the right topic. So
22/7.
We'll 22/7. All right. Yeah, we'll take a nap for an hour. We'll say hi to the wife and kids. Other than that, it's staring at our phones and our laptops and tweeting.
All right, let's be 9 to 5.
Ultimately, you know, everybody works very diligently to try to figure out what we want to do.
This is a symbol for the break. This is the break. All right, guys. Hopefully, any guest you book as easy as Jim Parsons, the fifth Danette, the unofficial fifth Danette, drops by. Stay with us.
Are you allowed to put on muscle?
Sure. I'm sure.
So to play a nerdy character, you can't be buffed and play a nerdy character.
Well, I think these old stereotypes are exactly what we're fighting against, Dan.
Welcome back to the Box Score. A very buff Jim Parsons from Big Bang Theory stopped by the New York City Man Cave today. Fritzy, how good of a sport is he to come in and fully embrace the show's madness?
He's incredible, and we've all said what a great guy he is, which is, you no joke. You know, there's no, and we mentioned this earlier in the show, there's so often any kind of celebrity, you got to go through so many hoops to track them down, whether it's a marketing person or a publicist, agent, manager, or what have you. And we've developed this relationship ever since he mentioned on the Tonight Show with Jay Leno that he's a fan of Dan and the Danettes in the show. And we reached out. He was really excited to be invited on the show. And whenever he's in town and is able to come into the studio, he's willing to do that. And again, we can't emphasize enough, he could not be nicer. And the fact that you can go to him directly and not have to go through all these other channels.
He's nicer than you are.
You know, that's a little scary. I'm a little uncomfortable with that because I take pride in being Mr. Nice Guy and having this neurotic need for everyone to love me because I can't handle anyone that has a negative word to say about me. So I could appreciate his niceness, and it's a little bit of a battle between who could be super nice.
Jim came in and got a full dose of being a Danette set by neurotic Fritzy. Maybe that's why he wanted to move up to the front row and sit in Paulie's chair.
Yes, that's Jim Parsons in the front row. He's taken over as the producer of this program. Are you capable of handling this?
This is a bad thing.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I have no idea what's going on.
Now, there is a button there that you can speak to me privately if you want to. So if you press that button right there, you're in my ear right there saying, yes, you're in my ear right now.
I feel a small sense of power. I have a lot of buttons here now. It's too many.
I don't think Jim enjoyed that very much. During the commercial break before that, I really did show him a few things because I was out. I showed him the talk back and then his own thing and then kind of this system we have where we can put stuff up on Dan's screen. And he's like, oh, no, no. It was like Garth Algar. He's going, oh, no, no. And he did fine, though, because, he had to give Dan a couple cues, and he goes, 10 seconds, 10 seconds. And he did it kind of light, but you could tell that he was a little hyped up. But he even asked me, when a caller was talking to Dan, I said, tell him 3 minutes. He goes, should I wait until the caller stops talking so I won't interrupt him? I'm like, no, but that's a good question, but do it real tight. So he was taking it seriously. He wasn't goofing around.
Just needs to get it right. Just needs to lean in, give him the Paulie cue right there. Well, it wouldn't be a Jim Parsons visit without him, there we go, Dan igniting an old rivalry.
You know McLovin has a problem with you.
Yes.
And it's...
He has a lot of problems.
Yes, but he has a problem with you. He does think that you're playing him on Big Bang Theory. McLovin?
Why do you always say stuff like this?
Because you said it yesterday.
Should I get a cut of the show's profits, perhaps?
See, once again.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not suing or anything.
Well, Dan says, you said reignite a rivalry. How about create a rivalry? That's so typical Dan Patrick to create conflict where there is none among. He does that among the Danettes. Like, hey, you hear what Seton said about you? He just enjoys.
Yeah.
He's like a master manipulator. He just likes seeing friction below him.
I hate people like
that.
that.
So now he's bringing in Jim Parsons.
Sometimes Dan just throws out random stuff that you're like, what
Where did you get that
hell is he talking about? And do I go along with this?
Oh, yeah.
Or do I just be like, dude, I don't know what you mean?
Yeah, like the other night when he called me a nerd on the show, like it's like, Dan,
Yeah,
I know you think I'm cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sometimes will say things about us that are not even close to factually true. And like Seton said, you're like, do I go with this or do I actually correct him because of he's saying like, yeah, Paulie didn't even graduate, whatever, or something like that. And you're like, well, no, I did.
Yeah.
And so, but the bit's pretty good.
When you start questioning your memory, maybe I did say that. Did I do that? It's like some kind of head game. I don't remember that happening. I guess he's saying it did, so I guess it did, and then you play along just to play it safe.
That's not even remote.
Yeah, and by the way, like, all right, I have no problem. Like, I like this idea that there's a rivalry between Jim Parsons, 4-time Emmy winner, Andrew McLovin Perloff, DP show blogger.
You're in the same room today.
Yeah, like rivalries like Michigan, Ohio State, giant programs, not like Goliath and some ant. So I'll take the rivalry if Dan really thinks it's there.
Seton, he put you on the spot, made you do your Robert De Niro for Jim Parsons. Is that part of Dan's personality that he revels in, is making you uncomfortable?
It's good.
Yeah, I think that Dan will always say, hopefully I put you in a place to succeed. So he tries to set you up a little bit, and either you do well and it's great and it's a big moment for you, or you fail miserably and everybody laughs at you. So either way, it's kind of a win-win.
Paulie, who gets the biggest kick out of Jim Parsons hanging out? Is it Dan, or is it Jim, or is it you guys?
Huh. I think Dan is actually starting to tire of Jim Parsons because this is the 3rd or 4th in-studio appearance without an invite to Big Bang Theory. And Dan was overt with his laying out an entire script for a Big Bang Theory. I think Jim Parsons has a lot of power in Hollywood and a lot of pull at CBS and Big Bang Theory. And he hasn't even broached the topic lightly of pitching a show where Dan or the Danettes could be on, or a show that Dan wrote.
Because that's really what this show is all about, is trying to get all of us.
Yeah, the entire
movies.
Let's not kid each other. The entire thing with Jim being on 4 or 5 times over the past 3 years is a conduit to LA.
As it should be, and maybe you guys get to know him more as he comes in, and maybe you guys know each other since you've been working with each other all these years. It's Know Your Row after this. Welcome back to the Box Score. It's Friday, and it couldn't come any sooner. We all need a day to kick back and relax. What would we do on our day off? What would the Danettes do on their day off? How about we make that the subject of this week's?
There's no way I've answered this question.
How do they created something with our voices?
That's right. Know Your Row is up. You guys need to tell us what your row partner would do on their ideal day off. Front row, Seton, you were up. What was Paulie's response?
Well, it normally involves barbecue and football. However, we're heading into the fall. I'm going to say it involves something autumnal other than football, like pumpkin picking, apple picking, things of that nature.
Was it apple picking, pumpkin picking, things of that nature?
My ideal day off would be a road trip somewhere, like driving up to Vermont to go skiing or something like that, or taking a road trip anywhere.
Boy, Seton's really close. It's in that same autumnal vein. I think he deserves a quarter point.
It was just, that was wrong season. Paulie went winter. He jumped ahead.
Yeah.
He missed all of his fall apple picking season.
That's my fault, yeah.
Also in Vermont.
Like last week, I went out apple cider shopping. That's me. That's a weekend.
Apple cider shopping.
I wish it was a lie. It's completely true.
Oh, that's a bucket list item for me now. McLovin, keeping it clean. What would Fritzy do on his day off?
Anything he does on his day off.
I have no idea what my answer was.
Pantsless. For certainly.
I mean, Fritzy is a man of many, many hobbies. It's hard to tell. Could be woodworking.
Very complicated.
It could be he makes these little paper airplanes in the Japanese style.
Paper mache.
He has so many hobbies.
Origami.
So I'm gonna guess sit around and watch TV. Yeah, origami. Sit around and watch TV.
Just chill.
Was it sit around and watch TV?
I would sleep until about noon. I'd then have a nice big breakfast or lunch or brunch, digest for a little while, go over to the gym, get a little workout in, maybe play some tennis with the kids, then just hang out with the wife and kids by a pool, and just lay around, relax, doze off, listening to music, and I think that would be a pretty awesome day.
Yeah, I don't even remember answering that question. That was a very long-winded answer.
Yeah, McLovin, I'm surprised you didn't get all of that.
Digest.
By the way, that's all lies. There's no way he's going to the
Is
gym.
digestion on your to-do list? Because it happens automatically. It just happens.
You would think it just happens. Unfortunately, I have to get in a certain zen state of mind.
Once you get done eating, digestion.
I know, but if you eat while you're uptight and anxious about something, it could cause the...
Sleep till noon and eat a huge meal, and then sit around and just stewing in your own...
Relax and just kind of...
Digest a little.
Just, sleeping and relaxing and eating.
Way to live on the edge.
Allowing your body to properly digest the food.
I am shocked that McLovin missed all 50 responses. Paulie, what did Seton say?
This is tough because I guess you could say hang out with the family, but that's not what you want to do. You want to, if you're saying just being selfish, what you want to do. I know he likes strumming on the old guitar, but he's also kind of a man who's working on his house right now. So I'm gonna go coin flip. Right now he's spending a lot of time working on the house, but I don't think that's what you would choose to do. So I'd be like, hey, chilling with the kid and strumming some guitar.
Was it chilling with the kid and strumming the guitar?
Maybe go catch a show, see a band play. That'd be pretty great. I would really enjoy that, actually.
Close.
Yeah, well, it involved the guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't really get to go to many shows nowadays. So that's probably my favorite thing to do. So, yeah, I guess so.
Sorry. And finally, Fritzy, what did McLovin choose?
I'm going to say McLovin would like to take his lovely wife and kids and go frolicking in the park somewhere in the city. Maybe have a nice picnic under a tree. Bring along a nice intellectual book and kick back.
Did he want to do this?
I think that's something that he would enjoy doing.
Can we just jump in for a steelsy on this? I'm going to say, real quick.
Sure.
It involves Dan and Football Night in America. It's got to involve Dan Patrick. A weekend with Dan Patrick.
Okay, was it the weekend or was it having fun with his family and daughters?
My ideal day off from work would be playing with my 2 little girls. There you go. First of all, I thought we all had to answer that. I thought it was all mandatory. My wife watches the box score.
True or not, that was the way to go.
I mean, the truth is, do I want to go to the movies all day and then go out with the guys for a huge steak dinner? Yeah. But she watches, guys. Come on.
Why wouldn't you guys be honest here? Like, Fritzy, there's no way that you want to sleep till noon and eat yourself into a food coma.
I don't want to sleep necessarily till noon.
He said he wanted to work out.
No, but I like to stay up very late on Friday nights and Saturday nights because I don't get it because we have to get up so early during the week. I enjoy my late night TV and then be able to get up when I want, even if it's 10, 11 o'clock, and work out and have a big lunch and relax and just kind of not have to.
So that's actually what your weekend is.
That is part of my weekend, sure.
So you do that every weekend.
That's good.
Yeah, but you still have responsibilities with the wife and kids, and you don't always get that opportunity. Jen tries to give me some space to unwind at least on part of Saturday.
Do you ever give her space to unwind?
No, because I snore and I have sleep apnea, and she pretty much never gets a good night's sleep because she has to lie next to me, and all kinds of various sound effects come out of different parts of my body.
God bless her. God bless her.
Congratulations to the back row. Sorry, Mrs. Fritzy. Sorry. Still to come. McLovin, oh, you guys did great. Still to come, Shay is pissed off. You thought that fight was intense. We got an even more intense battle coming up on the box score.
It's time for your Weekly Rant by Shay and Irving.
Sick of this crap. Jerry's a f***ing idiot running this team and letting his lapdog, the Ginger, coach it. First and goal from the 2, Danny. You run the ball, 0 exceptions. This ain't lacrosse. This ain't regatta. We don't have time for dirty martinis. Tony Romo's back does not even work correctly. He is putting ducks in the air, and they are falling out of the sky. This is a joke. Talk about bad business. This idiot thinks he's such a guru when it comes to making money. Well, how come you can't put an actual product on the field, you f***ing moron?
That was your Weekly Rant by Shay and Irving.
Welcome back to the box score. Shay, good luck with the Titans. You're going to have your hands full with those guys. It's the end of the week, so let's unwind. We're here at the bar. We're with the boys. So let's do it like we do it any time at the bar. Let's make a booze-filled, drug-induced, no, not drug-induced, a booze-induced bet with the boys. Get ready.
And now, the Danette Football Night in America Challenge.
Okay, just to recap, guys. After week 1, we are locked in a 5-way tie for first place with 0 points. So yay us. The producers, in an attempt that maybe one of us scores a point before the end of the season, we are no longer going to bet on the color of Dan's tie on Football Night in America. We will now switch to the color of his suit. So, McLovin, the honor is yours.
All right, so far this year, he's gone off blue. He went with a gray. He went with a beige. I was sniffing around his locker room. That's how I know all this. I say he goes back to dark blue today. I mean, for Sunday.
Seton, what is your guess?
I'm going to say he's going to keep it traditional and just go to gray, a nice crisp gray suit.
Fritzy, your guess?
I'm going to go something in the chocolate brown family. I'm looking at a dark brown suit for Dan.
Holy. Ron Burgundy, it's Dan we're talking about.
To make sure one of us gets a point, maybe we can guess the color of his skin this weekend. I'm going to go charcoal gray, and so I guess since Seton and I both have gray, I would say the darker or lighter.
All right, I'll say light. You can say dark.
So you would have to break the tie whether it's a dark gray or a medium to light gray. With Seton would own that.
All right.
All solid guesses. I'm going to go with black, straight black. And as always, we want the fans to tweet us at the Box Score Show at hashtag Danette FNIA Challenge, the Football Night in America Challenge. Let us know what you think, and we will let you know the results on Monday. Speaking of Monday, Fritzy, do we have anyone for the show?
We're still working on Monday, but Tuesday, Howie Long, Reggie Bush, and possibly Bob Stoops. But Monday's still under construction, and we'll see how that plays out.
Well, keep that phone on 22/7. Thanks for watching the Box Score. Set your DVR or tune in weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, only on Audience Channel 239 right here on DirecTV. Oh, there we go. Cheers.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer. My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Hey, thanks for watching the Box Score. Holy cow!